they video it and I got a video of me having a seizure, these are songs that I would put in the background to make a meme out of it. Howdy, hello, how are you doing? My name is Victoria. If you're new here, if you're not new here, welcome back. Very happy to see you again. I am a singer-songwriter who wants to learn and open up more conversations about the music industry, and today we are opening up the conversation on my Spotify. Within the last week, I've had a couple of my videos on TikTok get a little bit of traction regarding my playlist, so I figured I would take you guys on somewhat of a Spotify tour of the good, the bad, and the unhinged playlist that I've created on my Spotify. I love making Spotify playlists. I've been on Spotify. I'm a Spotify queen. I don't get down with Apple Music, not even one moment, not for 1 second, not for any reason at all. Apple Music is ridiculous. Playlists are such a good tool to find new music and to create a vibe for whatever situation you want. And I love curating playlists. I love the aesthetics of it, finding images that I like and figuring out the titles and the description. It's just a really good time for me. So without further ado, let's get into it. So if we're going all the way back, let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. So this first playlist is called Y2K Icon. This is an amalgamation of tons of my favorite songs from the 2000s. The imagery is a bunch of CDs that I found on Google or something, and the description says, an ode to one of the greatest eras of fashion, music, and drama, the 2000s. So we have some Cheetah Girls, classic. I wish they had Cinderella on here, but they don't. Jonas Brothers, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, of course. Usher, Lil Mama, so much Sean Kingston. I really did love Sean Kingston, and he like ruled the 2000s for me. Oh my gosh, Jesse McCartney, Beautiful Soul. Did y'all see that video of him falling? That was funny. I hope he's doing okay. Mr. Mom by Lone Star is such a good song. I don't care what anyone says. But this is just a very 2000s playlist, so it's like all of my faves from that entire era. Just the 2000s wrapped up into a playlist. This next playlist is called Nostalgia. It's when you need to reflect, like a train car, a little spacey train car vibe. These are songs that make me just like think about different eras of my life, particularly during the summer for some reason is what I feel. This playlist reminds me of going to see my best friend in 2017 when he was away at a job for the summer, and I took a road trip to see him and then went down to see another friend, and this was like the formative playlist of that era of doing road trips for a summer. So that's what that nostalgia is for me. But generally, it just invokes a very nostalgic vibe. Harry Styles' first album is very nostalgic feeling for me. Any Frank Ocean song. I have Solange on here. The Fleet Foxes. Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride is a weird song for me. It evokes some like weird emotions. I love the song so much. It's very near and dear to my heart. But it also just makes me like miss my childhood or something. It just evokes a feeling. Got some Casey Musgraves, of course. Wild High Club is a band that I really like. They make a lot of really interesting jazz-inspired beats and songs. It's just really cool. I like them a lot. And yeah, that's my nostalgia playlist. Up next, we have Shag Carpet, and this is one of my favorite playlists. I made this a long time ago, and I add to it periodically. Not as much as I wish I did, but I do add to it. And this is when you want to live out your hippie fantasy life, okay? I do want to live out my hippie fantasy life. So you, of course, have Fleetwood Mac. You have the Steve Miller Band, the Eagles, Tracy Chapman, which I know is later, but still, like, that it evokes a vibe. It's the energy I'm looking for, okay? Elton John, the Beatles, Life on Mars, iconic. I also love Jessica Lange's version of Life on Mars from American Horror Story. Cats in the Cradle makes me feel something. You're All I Need to Get By Aretha Franklin is stunning. Rockin' Me by the Steve Miller Band is such a good song. I love that song. Mary Jane's Last Dance by Tom Petty is also one of my favorite songs. I love listening to that. And Waters of March is a very relaxing but very much hippie fantasy energy. Next is my Pink Sand playlist. This playlist is inspired by Key West. It's one of my favorite places in the world. I describe this playlist as feeling like I'm under a palm tree with a margarita and my thoughts. So it's a beach vibe, but it's also very reflective, something to go inwards in your thoughts. Sleepwalk by Santo and Johnny kind of really defines the entire vibe for the playlist. So much Amy Winehouse. She just really gets the energy that I needed for this. Miss You by the Rolling Stones is an interesting one I like to put on here just because it doesn't necessarily automatically give you those vibes, but in in the setting of this playlist, I think it works. Follow Me by Uncle Kracker is a never-ending bop. King Princess. Abusive Junction. Oh my gosh, this song is so good. It's an instrumental, which is something I've only recently started to really appreciate. Being in music school, they spent so much time focusing on like super classical stuff or just stuff that I just wasn't interested in. It kind of hindered me from seeking out instrumentals that I really enjoyed, but I've been doing that recently, and this is one I've had around for a pretty long time, actually. Really good song. Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Of course, this version is the most important version of all. Some interesting ones on here. I haven't listened to this playlist in a while because I only usually listen to it in like the summer if I'm like by a pool or something. Like I just want to, there's a certain energy that calls for this playlist. Okay, so up next is my legendary playlist. And this is described as bops and legends from all eras. This was made a pretty long time ago, so I'm sure I could go back and redo this playlist, but I do like that it captures a certain era in my life where these were the artists that I was like really listening to heavily. And they're definitely artists that all have some influence on my style and my perception of music in a way. So I love this playlist a lot. The picture is of icon Freddie Mercury from Queen. Let's hear it for the boy. Absolutely wonderful. Great way to kick off a playlist, in my opinion. Walk Like an Egyptian. We love to hear it. You got some Bon Jovi on here. Toto, classics, Ray Charles, you have Stevie Wonder. These are all like classic songs that a lot of people know all the words to, songs that you can usually put on in a relatively general setting and people would be able to vibe with it, or at least at one point or another hear a song that they know and could vibe with. Send Me On My Way by Rusted Root is such a good song. Heard It Through the Grapevine. Sugar, sugar, we built this city. That's such a good song. Eye of the Tiger. Wannabe, Push It. Everything is just, this is a very like, it's bop after bop after bop after bop on this playlist, in my opinion. Crocodile Rock, Sign Still Delivered, Video Killed the Radio Star. Like, I can't help myself from loving this playlist. Honestly, I need to listen to this more. It's a good playlist. Okay, so my next playlist is called You Like Jazz. And this is obviously a jazz playlist. I wanted it to make you feel like you were at a bar and you were like smoking a cigarette, very cigarette vibes, but it's pretty self-explanatory. It starts off with Misty by Ella Fitzgerald, which is one of my favorite songs of all time ever. It's just beautiful. And then I have Abusive Junction on this playlist as well because it just really gives a good vibe. Crazy by Patsy Cline is a classic. Patsy Cline is easily one of my favorite artists of all time ever. Moondance, Scary Pockets did a wonderful version of that. I have that on here. I'd Rather Go Blind. Oh my goodness. Lots of Ella Fitzgerald. There's some Marilyn Monroe, Nina Simone, Alicia Keys. I also have some Crumbs on here, the band Crumbs. I really love them. I just think that they do some really cool stuff on their music. Frankie Valli, Moondog is a really cool instrumentalist. I love Moondog. Yeah, just a bunch of jazz. Some lovely, nice little relaxing jazz music. We love to see that. I'm going to do a separate video for like my top songs because I'm going to wait until this next year comes out so I can do like comparing the last 4 years of my stuff. So you will see my top songs of whatever year soon, but just not yet. I'm gonna wait. So moving on to the next one, it's called Jumper. This playlist was a weird one. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with it, but I knew the type of songs that I wanted on it, so I called it Jumper because it just makes me want to jump around and like kind of dance in the kitchen type of thing, like have a movie scene moment. So you started off with Play That Funky Music, which honestly, classic. You have Rick James, Kool and the Gang, Elton John, You Stand By Me, Dancing Queen, like all these songs that just makes you want to go, I want to dance with somebody, literally. Lots of iconic songs. Honestly, I don't know why I'm Yours by Jason Mraz is on here, but I'll go with that. 4 or 5 Seconds by Rihanna and Kanye and Paul McCartney is an underrated song, even though I really don't like Kanye anymore at all. Walking in Memphis, the Cher version. Love it. Tom Jones, It's Not Unusual is actually the song that inspired this playlist because it just makes me want to like swing around. I love that song. On My Way from Brother Bear will pull you up out of any hole that you're in. Signs ill delivered, I'm yours. La Bamba, fuck yeah. Sneaker Night by Vanessa Hudgens, let's go. You'll Accompany Me, yeah, like this playlist is good. Makes you want to bop around. I stand by that playlist. But next we're going into Sleepyhead, which is my playlist for sleeping. One of my playlists for sleeping. This is more of the pop sleepy vibe, so there is lyrics. I have another playlist that's for instrumentals, but we'll get there. So this is my first sleepy playlist. The cover image for this playlist is one of my favorites because it's those glow-in-the-dark stars that used to stick cool kids had in their ceiling. I didn't have them. I never got those. So, but when I went to my friends' houses and they had them, I loved them. So I wanted that to be the inspiration for this playlist. You have some Daniel Caesar, Mild High Club. This song, Carry Me Back, is a really good sleepy song if you want to like get into a state. The Good Side by Troye Sivan. I love Troye Sivan. Alicia Clara, Billie Eilish, Pretty Sleepy Girl, I Go to Sleep by Cher, and Carry Me Home are a really good way to end this playlist in my opinion. It usually doesn't take me a long time to fall asleep. This is also an older playlist, so I don't really listen to it as much anymore, but I'm going back over and I'm like, dang, I'm pretty good at doing this. Because this is a nice vibe. It's sleepy, but it's not like boring sleepy. It's like a dreamy type of sleepy. You know what I'm saying? That's my Sleepyhead playlist. Okay, so the next playlist that we're going into is one of my favorites, and it's called Hot Topic. And this playlist is inspired by my sister and her emo phase that she was going through when I was in middle school and she was in high school, and she was sharing her music taste with me. And these are some of the things that I picked up on and developed on my own. We have the absolute classics of what I define as my middle school emo era. The Ballad of Mona Lisa, Check Yes Juliet, hits every single time. Sugar, We're Going Down, I Write Sins Not Tragedies, Dirty Little Secret, Dirty Little Secret. Oh my gosh. You have Paramore all day long. You have Green Day all day long. You have Panic at the Disco all day long. All American Rejects all day long. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. Crazy Bitch by Buckcherry is one of my favorite songs ever, even though it's literally horrible. It's horrible, but it's also literally so good. That's one of my guilty pleasure songs. Addicted by Saving Abel. I should have never been listening to that in middle school, but there I was, and here I am now, and I still love that song. I don't know why Stacy's Mom is on here. I honestly could take that off, but we'll keep it for now. Beverly Hills by Weezer. I vividly remember watching that music video on MTV in the mornings before going to school. Don't Trust Me. Oh my gosh. Hero Heroine. Holy shit. Holy shit, that song. That song like ripped me apart. Honestly, there's no better way to end this than with Love Like Whoa. Are you kidding me? The Ready Set? Love Like Whoa. I love that song. I should have said I love that song like whoa. We'll leave it at that. My next playlist is called Spring, and this playlist is an interesting one, and it's kind of sweet and kind of sappy because this is the playlist that I made when my boyfriend and I first started dating in 2019. It was going into the springtime, and we started by like sending music to each other back and forth, and these are a lot of the songs that we would send back and forth to each other, and I just really love this playlist because of that. Miette Hope is one of my favorite artists ever, and this song, My Love, is just stunning. You have Distance by Emily King, which has some of my favorite harmonies of all time in that song. You have more Miette Hope. I love her. Spring is also a really good song. Spring is one of my favorite songs because the lyricism in there is wild, and the way that the beat and the lyricism all tells the same story. It's just really, really, really cool. Just go listen to Miette Hope. She's incredible. I have some Katie Turner. Shout out to Katie Turner. 21st Century Machine. I love this song a lot. I know every word. It's gorge. Love it. Watercolors by Holland Teed is a stunning song. It's just good. I love this playlist. I love this playlist. It gives you the vibes of springtime, things changing, so it's kind of cold, but still gives you the warmth on its way. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of vibes. Simple Love, that's a really good song. Barnaby Bright is a really cool band. They came and performed at my college. I really like them. It's a couple. They do really, really interesting music together. They do it live with all their instruments. It's awesome. Yeah, overall, I really, really love this playlist. It's a short, sweet little vibe, cute little flowers. I love the spring playlist. This is back in the day though, when I first started making like kind of curating Spotify playlists. So I didn't do as much. I make playlists differently now where I have a specific vibe that I'm trying to make. And some of these were more just like situational, which is fine too. Like I still make those as well. Playlists are just fun to make, so you can make them for anything. My next playlist is called Bridge of Flowers, and this playlist is inspired by the Bridge of Flowers in my boyfriend's hometown. I had gone to visit him in his hometown for the first time that summer, and we did all kinds of stuff. It was just beautiful and fun, and this is a very folk style music that makes me want to be better at guitar because my boyfriend's really good at guitar and I'm not, and I'm jealous of that. So this playlist was an attempt to try and inspire me to get better at guitar. Have I gotten better at guitar? No. Is this playlist really good? Yes. Joni Mitchell, classic. Can't ever go wrong. The Sweetest Gift. Oh my goodness. The Sweetest Gift was the sweetest gift to me from Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt. Wow. You're Smiling, But I Don't Believe You. That song is so sad, but it's literally so beautiful. Gotta throw some One Direction in here. I think Through the Dark is one of One Direction's most underrated songs. It's so beautifully written. I love that song. More Joni Mitchell. You have Yusuf and Cat Stevens, which is a classic combo. Alan Stone is an artist that I really like. He has some beautiful, beautiful vocals, and I really like his lyricism. I like the way that he writes music. I would recommend checking him out if you don't know him already. Love Me Like You Used To. I love that that song. It's actually one that I've recently added to this playlist because I found it when I was listening to new music. Really, really like that song. And I think it's a good way to end off that playlist as I'm still developing it, you know what I mean? But yeah, that is the Bridge of Flowers playlist. So my next playlist is called Yeehaw. It's a country playlist I made a while back, so it's not updated. I think it's like very along the lines of 2018 country mixed with kind of what I grew up with a little bit. It's just some of my favorite country artists. But yeah, this is my Yeehaw playlist. Miranda Lambert, John Denver, classic Take Me Home Country Roads, literally the best. Tin Man by Miranda Lambert will rip your soul out. So much Miranda Lambert. Chris Stapleton, Darius Rucker, Wagon Wheel, love that. Redneck Woman, if you're not listening to Gretchen Wilson, baby, get on that immediately. Gretchen Wilson is such a good, incredible, beautiful, stunning, incredible artist. Gretchen Wilson is an icon. Of course we have Miss Shania on the playlist. Sugarland is a classic staple for me in my country music playlist all the time. Baby Girl is one of my favorite songs ever. Red High Heels, Fancy, Reba McEntire. You have some Carrie Underwood, of course. You have The Chicks. Boondocks, you have some old Casey Musgraves, so like Casey's OG country stuff. If I Die Young, Lord, that threw everybody through a loop, huh? All of the classic Taylor Swift songs are on this playlist. And I just actually added Ginger Minge's song Double Wide Diva to this playlist because it just fit the vibe. It's a really good song. That's a new album that just came out. You should listen to it. Ginger's incredible. So my next playlist is called Summer 2019. It's pretty self-explanatory. These are the songs that I was listening to in the summer of 2019. This is where I listened to Supermodel so much that I memorized the whole thing and I still sing it all the time. I love that song. Heavily listening to Miss Yeba and Mr. Ronson on Don't Leave Me Lonely. I love that song. Never Really Over by Katy Perry I think is such a good song. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe you'll be going over again. And I'll take it over you and over again. That's so good. I love that. I love that beat. Ariana Grande, Kesha, classic ladies. Lots of this stuff is stuff that came out that year. It's just a nice little vibe playlist. It's what I was listening to in summer 2019. Okay, so this next playlist is called Lunar. This is my instrumental-based sleeping playlist, and I love the cover of it. I'm a huge fan of the moon, okay? Me and the moon have a very special relationship. I love the cover photo. I love the name Lunar, obviously because of the moon. And it starts with Claire de Lune, which is my favorite instrumental song. I don't care if anybody says it's cliche. Who cares? I love Claire de Lune. It's literally stunning. It's beautiful. It makes me feel like I am a cloud, and that's all that I want. So this is a lot of piano, a lot of string instrumental music. It's not that long again because it's a sleep playlist and the songs are already kind of long and it doesn't take me that long to fall asleep and I don't need it to play all night. But this is a great playlist for going to sleep in my opinion. This next playlist is called Romanticizing, and this playlist is based off of older music and songs like Paul Anka and the songs that you see go viral on TikTok that are those 50s older style songs that make you long for a different time, just forgetting about all the bad stuff and just getting out of the situation that you're in currently. So this is my romanticizing playlist that makes me feel like I'm in a different era. Just escapism playlist, basically. And this has a lot of different calming, relaxing songs that give you the vibe. Lots of steel guitar harmonies that are very plain and simple like that were classic to that era. The cover picture is that picture of the ladies bowling. Come Softly to Me by the Fleetwoods is literally one of my favorite songs ever. When I came across that, I immediately made a playlist based off of it, which actually is what inspired the whole thing, just because it put me in such a state of mind that I really liked it. I love the harmonies. Just a really good song. Mary Wells, Paul Anka, We Belong Together by Richie Valens, yes. Forever by Pete Drake. I absolutely love that song. That is one of those songs that just sticks in your brain. It plays in the background of my head a lot. I just am obsessed with the steel guitars. Yeah, that's my romanticizing playlist. So this next playlist is called Imposter Syndrome. This is one of my like sadder kind of depression vibes playlists. Everyone has to have one. I have multiple. And this is just one of them. And it starts off with Sometimes by her and then Hard Place by her, which I think is just a good intro to get you started on those sad vibes, you know? Get a little reflective before you dive in. This is one of my emotional playlists that has lots of ups and downs instead of like one through line of emotion. This gives you the range of emotion that I might experience during a bout of imposter syndrome. Billy Martin, Cursive. That song. Fade Into You by Mazzy Star. Tracy Chapman. That's all you need to know. Frank Ocean's cover of Moon River. Ouch. Faye Webster. I love Faye Webster. I will never not add them to a playlist. But yeah, that's my imposter syndrome playlist. My next playlist is called Get Funked, and this is a playlist that's still a work in progress, and I need more suggestions. So for any of these playlists, if you have suggestions, definitely let me know because I'll add them. I love the cover image for this playlist. I found this picture of mushrooms on Google or something, and I edited it for this, and I just love the way it looks. I like the title. This playlist just gives me really good vibes. And it's all based around music that is funky and funk in some way or another. Starting with Anderson .Paak, which is incredible. I love this song, The Bird. It's beautiful. It's interesting. It's unique. The beat is really good. And the production is really good. Mandrill is a really fucking cool band that has a lot of funk music that I really, really love. Atomic Bomb by William Onyeabor is one of the most interesting songs I've ever heard, and the backstory behind it is really cool. Look him up. If you look him up and you want me to do a video about him in full, let me know because I totally would. Really, really interesting backstory on him, William Onyeabor, but this song is really good too. So yeah, this is just very, very funky. Ain't that funkin' kind of hard on you? You know, it's like very funky vibes. Some new funk, some old funk, some things that fall in the middle of funk, just a kind of variety of playlist, but it's still a work in progress. Really interesting playlist for me, I think. The next playlist we're getting into is called Afterglow. This is my romantic playlist, baby. This is the after dinner playlist. This is the what you gonna do playlist. It's short, so it's like digestible, something to like put on in the back of conversation before doing something else. You have Lindsay Lomas on here with Simple Love, which I love. An artist called Eloise with a song called Subside, a really good song too. And some more Alan Stone, some more Her. Teach You by Emily King and Sarah Bareilles is literally one of the most beautiful songs of all time ever. Yeah, this is just a short little romantic playlist that gives you all the romance vibes that you need in 52 minutes. The next playlist that we're going to talk about is called Starry Night, which is inspired directly by the song Vincent by Don McLean, which was inspired by the painting Starry Night by artist Vincent van Gogh. Confusing, but that's how I came up with the idea for this playlist. So all the songs on the playlist are based on the vibe that the first song, Vincent, kind of puts into the universe. So we have Vincent, you have some Elton John, Tiny Dancer, Slipping Through My Fingers, oh, Flightless Bird, oh my gosh, Father and Son, some Phoebe Bridgers, Glenn Campbell, Wichita Lineman, oh my gosh. And if you don't know me by now, that's all these are just really, really along the same energy in the song. So yeah, I really like this playlist. So these next two playlists go together or not, depending on who you are. The first one we're going to get into is Indica. And y'all know what this is for. These are chill vibes. These are couch vibes. These are background noise vibes. These are songs that you can come in and out of and that wrap you up, but also leave you where you are. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with La Fleur by Minnie Riperton. And I know I probably said that wrong, but that's what the song is. This is easily one of my favorite songs of all time. Minnie Riperton is an extremely unique artist. She has a beautiful range, and the way that her songs are written is just interesting to me. And she does choirs and all this beautiful work on orchestras and stuff in her music, and it's just stunning. She's also Maya Rudolph's mom, if you didn't know, which is just a fun little fact, and it's a great way to start off this playlist. You have Cranes in the Sky by Solange. You get a little bit of Casey, a little bit of Frank, a little bit of Anderson. Phony People is another band that I really like to listen to in this playlist. It just really wraps up a feeling for you. And Spencer too. Those back to back are really nice to listen to. Some more Mild High Club, which makes sense. Oh my gosh, and Tyler the Creator's album. Lots of interesting little songs on this. You have some Willow, some more Faye Webster, Colors Change by Tank and the Bangas. Tank and the Bangas are amazing. It's made to sit on the couch and hang out with other people and hopefully start some type of like conversation at one point or another. That was the intention. The next playlist goes in tandem with the other one, and this one is called Sativa. So this is the upbeat, more still along the relaxed vibe, but an upbeat relax. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of getting some stuff done. A productive relaxation, you know? The Oogum Boogum song, which is a really interesting song. You have some Donovan, I Just Sit There by Sonny Bono. These songs are songs that have a lot of instrumentation, things that pull your ear that you want to pay attention to. So songs that are attention grabbing enough to make you want to like kind of analyze them a little bit and see what's going on. Which is why I have La Fleur on there too, because it kind of matches and it just is so interesting. You could look at it from both the perspective of being like relaxed and reflective and in a certain spot, and then looking at it from the opposite side of actively going into it. You know what I mean? Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine. Wow, you can't go wrong. Of course, that's going to get you going. So these are all songs that have a relaxed vibe, but more upbeat, more in your face relaxation. It's not like sitting you in the couch. It's more like taking a relaxing walk. That type of energy. The next playlist that we're going to go into is called Minute Maid Juice Bars. And this is on a little bit of the Unhinged side of the spectrum of my Spotify, but it's also so good. I love this playlist. Even more than I love the playlist, I love the description. Okay, let me read this to you. It's the mid-2000s. A cherry Minute Maid juice bar drips down your arms as you press play on your blue iPod Nano after lunch. You can't tell me that doesn't paint a picture for you. It's obviously based on these Minute Maid juice bars. I don't know if anyone else had these, but these were so fucking good. And I vividly remember listening to music and having that entire situation. So I wanted to make a playlist that felt like that. Starting with Runaway Love by Ludacris and Mary J. Blige, which is a very, very, very heavy song. Good God, it's an incredibly written song. Wow. We have Carrie Hilson coming in with Knock You Down, and Knock Me Down She Did. No Air, Gwen Stefani, Mariah Carey, Rihanna, Neo, everybody is here. The gang is all here. The Pussycat Dolls are here. Sheryl Crow is here. Missy Elliott and Sierra are here. David Archuleta is here. Let's get the fun started in here. Let's get the party started. Am I right? Pop Like It, Drop It. All of these songs are iconic. Like, it's just all of my favorite middle school songs. Songs that I was playing, a mixed genres from everywhere. Genuinely, it's 4 fucking hours. It's almost 5 hours long, but it's just a mixed amount of all these different songs that I just loved when I was in middle school. And I just love this playlist. I think it's so well curated. I'm very proud of this playlist. The next playlist is called Foggy Bus Window, and it's on a similar vibe of middle school, but it's on the opposite energy of the other one. So it's like the sad, it's called Foggy Bus Window. So these are songs that when I was riding the bus on the way to school in the morning and it was a rainy day and I would like stick my head up against the bus window and it was kind of foggy and I had my headphones in. These are the songs I would listen to when I was sad. You have Hinder with The Lips of an Angel, starting you off strong with that late 2000s energy, you know? I'm sitting at a bar on the inside, I'm leaning on a horn on the outside. You Found Me? Jeez. The Fray had everybody by the throat. She Will Be Loved. You can't mess with that. You have Nickelback. You have Rascal Flatts. What Hurts the Most? Keep Holding On by Avril Lavigne. Are you kidding me? Breathe 2 a.m. and I'm still awake writing a song and I get it all down on paper. It's no longer inside of me. Such a good song. And it feels like tonight. And Daughtry had me. I love this playlist, Foggy Bus Window. Next playlist is called Under the Disco Ball, and it is one of my favorite playlists. I made this for my birthday last year. It's all about disco. It's a mix of classic disco from the original disco era and the 90s, early 90s club disco vibes that were happening, it's like some RuPaul, things like that. And yeah, We Are Family, start you off strong. She's a Lady, can't go wrong. Boogie Wonderland, Get Down Tonight, Hot Stuff, Celebration. You have Take Me Home by Cher, which is one of my favorite disco songs ever. To Be Real, yes. I'm Every Woman, are you kidding? I Will Survive, Lady Marmalade, the original, a little bit of Olivia Newton-John, just very dancey kind of vibes like for me. This is all based on my personal taste as well, you know? But yeah, that's my Under the Disco Ball playlist. The next playlist that we're gonna go into is called the Kiki playlist, and this is my gay RuPaul's Drag Race side life playlist. So this is like very much with the gals drinking, watching Drag Race, talking, doing makeup, just doing all the things like that. Starts off with Adrenaline by RuPaul, which honestly, I love this song. Can't help myself. The ones I love know that you're the reason why I dare to live my life. I care to liberate my mind. Some more Take Me Home. And then of course you have Let's Have a Kiki by the Scissor Sisters. That like defines the playlist. Peanut Butter by RuPaul is also one of my favorite songs, and it's because of Big Frida. Montero, Call Me By Your Name. Yes. Gosh, that album is so good. Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Yucky Blucky Fruitcake by Doechii. I fucking love this. This playlist is honestly really good. Kiss Me More. Best Friends. She Got It by Jalen Josie is a fucking great song. I love that song, and it's really good for this type of vibe. Twerkulator, I found that on TikTok. I really liked it. I thought it was perfect for this playlist. I added Breadwinner on here recently because that definitely has girls' night vibes. Supermodel, of course, and then I added some Yeba just as a little dusting of energy on the end of it. And of course, I'm still open to suggestions. I'm fleshing out all these playlists all the time, so this is just where they're at right now. That's the Kiki playlist. So I have 2 playlists on here that actually go with other videos on my channel. The first one is the playlist My Life video, which you can watch that. I'll put a link somewhere over here. And the second one is called the Country Sampler, which is another video about that as well. So I'll link you those videos to learn more about those playlists. Okay, so now we're into the more recent playlists that I've been making within the last few months. The first of which being my Manifest playlist. This is the playlist that I have created with intentions for better energy for myself. This is channeling power and channeling good things and really manifesting good for myself because I deserve those things. And I'm a person worthy of goodness and light and love and all of the wonderful things in life. I'm someone who's very attached to music and I feel a lot of emotions from music. So I feel like putting my own energy into the music that I'm consuming is also a way of manifesting that energy for myself. And that's what the goal was for this playlist. So it's all about good and positive vibes and positive energy coming into your life. Starting off with Colors Change by Tank and the Bangers, which is a song all about how things change and time goes on. It's about transitions, which is something historically that I've had a hard time dealing with. So to start off the playlist with that was me manifesting better energy towards that going forward. And the playlist continues like that. So you have Good Days, Just Like Magic, Therefore I Am, Positive Vibrations, all things that bring you good energy into your life, whether it be reflecting on good energy, actually calling on that good energy, just talking about it. If the song just gave me really good vibes, that all goes onto this playlist. There Is a Light, Casey Musgraves. Oh my gosh. Golden by Jill Scott. Now this song really makes me feel like I am golden. I could do absolutely anything. Really, really great song. Young Hearts Run Free by Candy fucking Staten is literally one of my, it's so good. That song is so good. That song will swoop you up into its arms in a second. Yeah, I really, really love that playlist. It's just a happy playlist to put on to get you in a better place. Okay, so the next playlist is called Autumnal. And this is a full playlist of songs that give me very autumn energy. The cover art is really, really wonderful. It's by an Instagram artist called Autumnal Wood. I love their work. I asked them permission to use this picture as the cover and they said yes. And I'm really appreciative of that because it just gave me the perfect vibe for what I was going for within the playlist. Starting off with White Winter Hymnal by the Fleet Foxes. And I know some people are like, this song is a winter song. Okay, just because a song says winter in the lyrics, that doesn't mean it gives off just winter energy. Okay, it also says the word spring in the song. That doesn't mean it's a spring song either. Music doesn't have to be seasonal, but in this case, I'm making it because it's what I feel. Thank you very much. It's just my personal taste. But I like to start off with that because it gives me the most fall energy. Troye Sivan recently released a song and it's called Strawberries and Cigarettes, and I thought that gave a lot of fall energy, so I added that as well. And it goes on from there. Lord Huron, Mountain Man. Please go listen to Mountain Man. They're a trio. They're incredible. Their harmonies are just beautiful. Ring Tang Ring Tune. I could listen to that all day long. Harry Styles, Phoebe Bridgers, Don McLean, lots of stuff we've seen already, but like in one little place. Some folk stuff that comes in with Vashti Bunyan. Liana Flores with Rises the Moon. I found that song on TikTok and it's just perfect for this playlist. Field Medic, which is someone recommended me them on TikTok and I really like them, so I added them to the playlist. Girl in Red, yeah, like it's all very giving me autumnal. And speaking of autumnal, let's go to the next playlist, which is actually called Autumnal Albums. And this is a very, very long playlist. This is one of the videos that took off a little bit on TikTok. This is a super long playlist of albums, full albums, top to bottom, that feel like fall. So this is something you could easily put on in the background and just have on while you're doing stuff. It's a long playlist. You can keep it going. And all of these albums evoke fall energy. These are some that I've found, lots of suggestions from TikTok that I checked and like made sure really did fit the fall energy, at least in my opinion. And then I added them to the playlist. And there is all kinds of stuff on this. There is literally 26 hours of music on this playlist. Fleet Foxes, Phoebe Bridgers, Mountain Man, Frank Ocean, Yola. Please go listen to Yola. Oh my goodness. Faye Webster, Lord Huron, Vashti Bunyan, Taylor Swift, lots of smaller artists too, Billy Martin. I really like this artist, Alexandra Savior. I found recently their songs are so beautiful and they definitely give off fall energy, at least this album in particular. I did the Mild High Club on there because it definitely gives me fall vibes. Clairo, Hosier, Paramore, Elliott Smith. Elliott Smith really gives off fall energy. Tyler, the Creator, The Paper Kites, Field Medic, some more. Turnover. There's all kinds of there's literally so much music on this playlist. Yeah, so that's my autumnal albums playlist. My next playlist, this is one of my finest works, and it is called the Halloween Candy Playlist. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It's the sweetest, sweetest little music bites that you can get for your Halloween season, okay, honey? I have curated this playlist. I have not just made a playlist, I curated this playlist. This playlist has the instrumentals of your favorite Halloween moments that break up the autonomy of the song after song after song status of a playlist, and it's just great. I'm very proud of this playlist, and I made it specifically for this season. I love the cover image that I found of this. I edited it a little bit, the little black kitten in the little plastic bucket. I freaking love that. You started off with classic Ghost Choir, which I think is probably my favorite viral Halloween video of all time, and I'm so happy that the song's on Spotify because it was the perfect way to open up the playlist. You have your classics like Monster Mash, Time Warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show. This is Halloween. And then I also wanted to mix in some ones that people might not immediately think about for Halloween songs. I Want Candy, Gimme 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 by ABBA gives me very much Halloween energy. You have the classics from your favorite movies, your favorite TV shows. Bottom of the River by Delta Ray, which is not a Halloween song necessarily, but it gives Halloween energy. Everything Is Not As It Seems from freaking Wizards of Waverly Place. Yes, please. And am I thinking, and I went to report on the boogie never ran. Yes, this is my Halloween candy playlist, and it's literally one of my best playlists I've made ever, I think. My next playlist is pretty simple and to the point. I can't really say a lot about it because I haven't listened to it yet because it's called To Listen. These are songs that I've found or things that have been recommended to me that I want to listen to. Has a ton of albums on here. Some that I already have started to listen through, but I haven't gotten through all of them yet. So yeah, this is where I'll put any recommendations that you guys will give me so I can go and pick and see which ones I like when I get to listen to them. A smaller version of that I have is the next playlist, which was called September Finds, where I put singles and songs, like individual songs that I want to listen to, whereas the other playlist before was more for albums to listen to. So I'm starting to do like a month by month songs I find each month so I can then add them to their permanent homes in a playlist later. But this is my September Finds. I love the moon and the trees. And yeah, these are just some songs that I've found this month. Here we are at another sad playlist, and this one hits a little different for me, okay? I called this playlist Cathartic, and I'll just read you the description. For reflecting on your despair and basically torturing yourself until you snap out of it. Yeah, so that's what this playlist is for. It's for diving deeper into your emotions. Sometimes you have to do that. It starts off with Simple Times by Casey Musgraves, which literally sends me into an emotional spiral because I do miss the simple times. And it just goes on from there. I got so high that I saw Jesus, which literally like rips my soul out. Phoebe Bridgers, Lord, Julia Jacqueline, Comfort, just is like, ouch. This playlist is just all cathartic vibes. Stuff that just makes you want to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the hole and then claw your way back out of it later. Billy Martin is a classic for these. But yeah, that's my cathartic playlist. So my next playlist is called Divine Feminine, and this is for channeling all of the divine feminine energy that there is for me to soak up in this world, okay? These are songs that make me feel like I am the cloud that is floating along and mesmerizing every person on the planet. Starting off with POV by Ariana Grande, because I mean, yes. Ravina, Kalani, Solange, Ari Lennox, Minnie Riperton, Willow. I'm definitely still working on this playlist. I just made this the other day and I'm still working on it, but I really, really like the idea behind it. The next playlist is also a work in progress, but it is coming along very nicely, I would say, and it is called Songs for Ass Shaking, and I love the cover image of this. Starts with Have Mercy by Chloe, because after that VMAs performance, that's all I could think about. That's all I could think about. Pressure by Ari Lennox. Wild Side, which is also all I could think about after that performance at the VMAs. Cherry Blossom, Scoop, Rumors, and Woman. All of these songs are really good, and I love them for the purpose of ass shaking. I need more songs that are along the same vibe. As I said, this playlist is in development, so let me know. The next playlist is called Good Chemicals, and this is a playlist for good vibes, serotonin, things that just make you feel good, whether it be laughing or smiling or an interesting beat that makes you distracted from what's going on that isn't making you happy. This is what this playlist is for, Good Chemicals. This playlist starts off with Just Fine by Mary J. Blige, because there is no other song like that one that can pull you out of literally any bad situation at all. Guaranteed that song will put a smile on your face, or at the very least, crack a corner. You know what I'm saying? Shortly followed up by Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, which is a hit and a bop. There's a song by an artist called Calvero that I found on TikTok who was really, really interesting. I really like their song Believe, which is why I added to this playlist. It makes me very, very happy to listen to. I would definitely check them out if I were you. I think it's very cool what they're doing with music. You have some more Cheryl Lynn with Got to Be Real, because I mean, like, come on. You Gotta Be Real. That's one of the best songs ever. I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Boo boo doo doo boo boo. Rather Be. Tell me y'all remember Rather Be by Clean Bandit and Jesse Glenn. Y'all remember? No, 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 no. Fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. Wow, Fireflies. Oh my gosh. Bob, yes. George Michael and Aretha Franklin also have a duet, and I added that because that is good vibes. That's the definition of good chemicals, is George Michael and Aretha Franklin duet. The next playlist that we're going to talk about is called Sadly Gentle. And this is inspired by a TikTok, I'll put it here, of an artist singing an unreleased song that just evokes this very, very unique feeling of a gentle sadness. Hence the name for this playlist, called Sadly Gentle. The description I made for this was the sound of an unsettling, soothing sadness. So it's that feeling of a sadness that wraps itself around you as if it was hugging you, if that makes sense. I don't know. And it starts off with Comfort by Julia Jacqueline. Lots of acoustic vibes, lots of slower energy and steady beats with very sad lyricism. I did try to put an emphasis on the actual lyricism being important, because in a state that I want to listen to this type of music, the background is more of an aid to the lyrics that I'm listening to than the other way around. So I really put an emphasis on lyricism in this playlist, except obviously with the instrumentals, which are intended to break up the heavy lyricism. Karen Dalton, Are You Leaving for the Country? And this song is so interesting to me. She has a voice that is unique. It's almost on the verge of a yodel and a crack, but it's beautiful. It's not in a bad way at all. It's like pushing the boundaries of what a yodel and a crack could be in the most beautiful way possible. And this song is very striking, and that's why I added it to the playlist, because it's striking yet soft. That to me is what constitutes the feeling of a sad, unsettling yet soothing song. Some more Lord Huron on here with Alison Ponthier, and I'm sorry if I'm saying some of these artist names wrong. There's a lot of really good songs on here that I really enjoy. Connie Converse in particular, who ends the playlist, is an artist that I really wish more people knew about. Genuinely, her album How Sad, How Lovely is one of my favorites of all times. It's just stunning. You have a lot of like sadder songs on this playlist, things that make you feel that unsettled sadness that I was talking about in the description. Some more Mountain Man. I recently came across an artist called Lamelda, which I really like their Columbia River song. Very sad. This entire playlist is all along the lines of, just having some retrospective thought and acoustic energy to be sad with. Last but not least, my most unhinged playlist of all, my Epilepsy playlist. And these are the songs that I would like to be played in the background in the case that I have another seizure, because you have to video it if you can. So if they video it and I got a video of me having a seizure, these are songs that I would put in the background to make a meme out of it. The cover of this playlist is actually me in the hospital after having my first big seizure with the EEGs on my head, using a sparkly Snapchat filter. This is also my most popular playlist on Spotify because it went viral on TikTok. I think that is so funny. But of course, you started off with Shake It Off, classic. Timber, I Like to Move It, Crack a Bottle, Bodies, like these are all epilepsy puns. From top to bottom, these are epilepsy puns. Shake, Rattle, Roll, I Feel the Earth Move, Dip It Low, Blinding Lights, that was a good one. Cyclone, Country Girl, Shake It For Me, that one really made me laugh because of my accent. I thought that was great. Wobble, absolutely. Drop It Like It's Hot, Jump in Line, Shake, 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 Senora. Yeah, people were really killing it with the suggestions. I still actually have to go through and add some more, but let me know if you have any suggestions for the epilepsy playlist. So yeah, those are my Spotify playlist. If you want to go follow them or just look at the other ones that I have on there or keep up with me as I keep making playlists, I'll have all that linked below so you can check them out. I love making playlists. I love sharing music, and I love getting music recommendations. So if you have any recommendations for any of the playlists or ideas for me to make new playlists, definitely let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of my playlist and the vibes that I curated, and if you're into that type of thing or not. And another question, are you a Spotify person or are you an Apple Music person? I'd like to know what demographic I'm working with here. If you did like hanging out with me today, make sure you subscribe, press the like button, and turn on post notifications so you are the first at the function at next week's video. You can find me on every platform at Howdy, I'm Victoria. I'm on TikTok literally every day, posting 2 to 3 times music content or music adjacent content, smaller versions of the album reviews and things like that, on top of Instagram, Twitter, all of the different things. On Instagram and on Twitter, I often do polls seeing what people want to see on the channel that week. So if you want to let me know your thoughts, Instagram or Twitter is definitely the place. Until we unlock the community tab, which people, we're getting close. As I'm recording this, we're at like 940 something subscribers. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. We're just vibing our way up, aren't we? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I had a wonderful time exposing my Spotify playlist to you. I'm really excited to update this video in a year and see what's been added. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings, your recommendations, and I will see y'all next week.